Avengers Age of Ultron is directed by Joss Whedon and stars Chris Hemsworth, Mark Ruffalo, Chris Evans, Scarlett Johansson, Jerry Renner, James Page, Samuel L. Jackson, Don Cheadle, Aaron Taylor-Johnson, Elizabeth Olsen, Paul Bentley, Kobe Smulders, Anthony Mackie, Haley Atwell, and Idris Elba. Yeah! Now, Age of Ultron is the follow-up to the 2012 film The Avengers and also the follow-up to Captain America the Winter Soldier, Iron Man 3, and Thor the Dark World. So in other words, Marvel modified! So it's been a few years since the Avengers have established themselves as a team. They're the peacekeepers of the world. They're Earth's saviors, pretty much. Tony Stark, with the help of Dr. Bruce Banner, aka the Incredible Hulk, have developed an artificial intelligence, a peacekeeping program, if you will, called the Ultron Initiative. And you see that at the beginning of the film, they've got these like policing Iron Man-like robots that are trying to be crowd controls and whatnot, but Mr. Stark wants them to have proper artificial intelligence. Hence, Ultron. Unfortunately, Ultron makes his own artificial intelligence and thinks for himself. He sees how the world is and he does not like it one bit. So you got the whole extinct the human race story, but it is very well done. Now, obviously, The Avengers was a massive hit when it first came out in 2012 and it broke box office records and whatnot. So how do you improve upon something that is almost perfect? Well, they did. Guys, this movie was absolutely amazing. I had so much fun with it, and that is what you want. You want to be invested not only emotionally, but on a physical level too. You want to get in there, in on the action, and this is what this movie does. Now, obviously, because they've established themselves as a team, you don't need any introductions, even though there are new characters introduced in this film. The film just dives straight into the action. They're throwing down with soldiers in the snow. Hulk's throwing people into trees. Thor's smashing the fuck out of people with his hammer. It's just so much testosterone when it starts, and it's gnarly. All right, I'm finding myself talking a lot about the action. Let's talk about the story. The idea of Ultron is really clever because, yes, he's a physical entity, but him as a being, I guess you could say, he uses the internet to get around, I guess you could say. Now, yes, you can physically destroy Ultron, but that's just a body that he's using as a host. If you just physically destroy him, he is still around. Ultron still exists, and to me, that is a massive threat for the Avengers, regardless of whether you've got a Hulk, a god, a bloody captain that was frozen from the 30s. Either way, these guys are going to have their work cut out for them, and they really do. I know it sounds like I'm praising this movie a lot, but I can't help but praise it. It's probably the most fun I've ever had with a Marvel film. It's my favorite film of 2015 so far. The chemistry between the entire cast is perfect. Nothing feels artificial or forced. Now, usually Robert Downey Jr. is the show stealer, regardless of what he's doing, but I really think the show stealer was Chris Hemsworth this time. He's really grown into the character of Thor, and he just looks like he's having such a fun time. The dude is jacked too. He is fucking huge. Australia. And again, all the cast bring their A game. Get it? A? Avengers? Fucking funny. And you think because it's a Marvel movie, they can get away with shitty acting because people are going to watch it, but no, the acting is really, really well done because there are a lot of emotions played in this film, not just from a physical standpoint, but a mental standpoint. At some parts in this movie, it is quite a mindfuck, not just to us as an audience, but to the central characters and what they experience and go through in this movie. Now, like I said, there are some new characters introduced. We've got Ultron, we've got Scarlet Witch, we've got Quicksilver, and of course we have the Vision. Now, there wasn't a lot of talk and showing of Vision in the lead up to this film, even though we do have a character poster now, but the character of Vision is just so calm, cool, collected, and so badass. I loved him. He's a perfect addition to the team. Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, they were great, even though it's weird that in Godzilla, Aaron Taylor-Johnson and Elizabeth Olsen were husband and wife. Now they're brother and sister. Even though I swear to God, there was some parts where I'm like, is there a bit of incest going on there between you two, you know? James Spader as Ultron. James Spader has a very distinct voice that could put you to sleep or scare the shit out of you. And that is perfect because he's just got this calm, eerie badassery about his voice. Now, they even did the motion capture of James Spader's face for Ultron. Even though it's a CGI character, he's not a physical character, it still works because the emotions that these animators have portrayed are so realistic. Yes, he is a robot, but you can see little intricate parts of his robotic face moving to express emotion. Now, of course, being a Marvel / Avengers movie, the CGI is very, very heavy. But from what I've seen, as each Marvel movie comes out, the CGI gets increasingly better. Now, props go to the department that were in charge of animating the Hulk. The Hulk looked amazing in the first Avengers in 2012. The Hulk this time around looks absolutely and utterly realistic. The dude even has facial stubble on close-up shots. And I see more of Mark Ruffalo's face in there than I did in the previous Avengers. I kind of like how Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow is the one that calms him down when they need him to un-Hulk out. I thought that was nice. Now, I should have mentioned at the beginning of the video that this is a spoiler-free review, but the climax of the film is so epic. I didn't think they could improve upon the climax of the first one, but they did. It's pretty good. It's alright. This film takes quite a dark turn. The Avengers finally realize that this fight against Ultron is life or death. Whether it means risking the world, risking their own lives, it has to be done. Guys, I gotta say, I had an absolute blast with this film. My girlfriend Bianca had a blast with the film. We didn't want it to end. Now, we actually got the chance to see it in IMAX in 3D, and usually I don't really buy into the whole 3D thing. I think it can be quite a gimmick. Sometimes it looks good, sometimes it looks quite cheesy because obviously the pictures aren't aligned properly. But Avengers Age of Ultron in 3D looked absolutely amazing. To the point, and I told Bianca this morning, at one point I actually felt nauseous from the 3D because I was getting vertigo. That good, like vomit good. And yes, there is an after credit scene. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but it's usually like 2 or 3 minutes into the credits. And of course, it's going to set up the next installment / phase. Marvel money fight! So guys, Avengers Age of Ultron is everything you want in a comic book film, in a Marvel film. It's got a great ensemble cast, great acting, great story, great visual effects, an amazingly badass villain who just will not stop until he gets what he wants. So with that, I'm giving Avengers Age of Ultron my highest recommendations, my favorite film of 2015, with 5 geeks out of 5. So if you guys have seen Avengers Age of Ultron, please drop a comment below and let me know what you thought of it. Did you think it was better than its predecessor? As always, thanks very much for your continuing support, guys. And until next time, geeks, always remember, cosplayers do it best.